Yo, so this is what's up right now in Gaza, in the parts where a mass of Palestinians in Rafah, one of the last safe places, the last safe place for the people of Gaza to go, is under siege. There's nowhere else for them to go. There is no safety. There's no nothing. There's no nothing. There's nowhere for them to go. So, as much as I want to share the progress that I'm making with my trumpet and share writing that's beautiful, that has humanity to bask in, I can't do that today, and I don't know if I'll be able to do that in the coming days. I think over time, in the next week or so, you'll still be seeing my posts with everything that is happening, everything, because as long as the people of Gaza, Palestinians, have to see this every day, we will too. If they have to suffer this, we will too. It's insane and unbelievable. And just doesn't seem real. The world you live in, so passively allowing and supporting what this is, as a human being, watching your leaders fold again, and again, for nothing but comforts and what they call freedom. This isn't freedom that we are ensuring with the funding from our country. This isn't ensuring freedom. This is fear. This is instilling fear. We are buying freedom with fear. So I don't feel right posting so much in this coming week or at all about personal stuff. I'm about, I can't help it. I will share, but everybody should be sharing this. This involves every city, every person, especially if you live in America, because we sit as beneficiaries of genocide. And if we cannot be learning and joining this fight with this dark history below us, supporting us, and the life that we have that we take for granted every day, the insanity makes sense. If we don't want to look at that and learn from it. So, these are just the facts. 600,000 Palestinian children just in Rafah. And they're starting a ground invasion. On who? Hamas? Hamas is there now? It doesn't make any sense. 600,000 Palestinian children just in Rafah. There is nowhere else safe to go. And they're being instructed to travel back to places that have been torn to bits and blown to bloody boulders. The Palestinians as the mortar for their brand new, home. Who wants a home like that? That home belongs to Palestine. And I think one of the places that they're talking about being safe and going back to is Khan Yunis, right? They blew that place to bits. They blew it to bits. They blew up every functioning place to be taken care of. They've blew up every university, every school. Call this what it is. It's an extermination. It's an extermination. Read everything. Research everything. Fact check, fact check, fact check. This is the very least that you can be doing. Is studying these histories. Look for the repetitive histories happening then and now in all struggles and movements. You will find all the answers that you need to reconnect with your humanity. I promise you. I promise you. There is not enough food getting in, and there isn't any clean water. What are these people supposed to be traveling on? This is direct use of... This is marching them to death. This is starvation and dehydration used as a weapon. And here's what we need to be watching, right? Is Biden has, well, it seems to have said that this is a red line, entering Rafah like this. Hold him accountable. Watch his actions in the next few days and see who he vilifies. Watch who he vilifies. Watch who our government supports. What our government is supporting. Who they're tying themselves to in support of these apartheid motivations. Pay attention to this in the next couple weeks. Facts. The ICC, the International Court, has begun to make it uncomfortable for Netanyahu to travel because all of the war crimes that he has been committing. Sure, he'll be safe where he is now, but the ICC is making it difficult for this man to travel without being arrested for the war crimes that he is committing, that he is orchestrating, who we are funding, what we are funding. So I don't know if y'all caught this yet either. I mean, this is kind of like a newer development in the last couple of days, is that Netanyahu, to make this even more suspicious, right, has attacked Al Jazeera, which is one of the main sources of media coming out with the reports of what's happening in Gaza, right? Netanyahu has shut them down. The news. Reputable sources of information from what I can gather, what I've gathered over the years, from Al Jazeera, from TYT, to any independent news source, right? And this is with the responsibility of making sure that I'm checking my sources. Checking these things that are being told to me, which is what we all should be doing. Check all your resources. Be the smartest one in the room. Be the one in the know. So Netanyahu is shutting down news sources so that whatever happens and whatever has happened in Gaza struggles to reveal itself through reputable sources of media. This is also just a clear effort to hide what is happening in Rafah right now. You aren't going to see anything very much else on my story today, tomorrow, the rest of this week. If you come to my story, you're going to be finding out. You're going to be in the know. Tap into the know. Know that I'm only posting things that I've checked at least 3 or 4 times on other reputable sources, so that I know that things are aligning. Things are aligning with the truth, so that I can speak truth, so that we can speak truth to power. Ask this is happening, prove that it's not. That's what's up. Power to the people. Power to your voice. Unbelievable. So it'll be. So I think it's like 75, 74 years of struggle, oppression, death, genocide, displacement, hunger, everything of the Palestinian people. You know what's crazy to me is that they're reporting that it's going to take alone 80 fucking years. 80 fucking years just to get the land back in shape to be livable. Are you fucking kidding me? Like this isn't even considering like all the hospitals that have been destroyed, all the schools that have been destroyed. And these are places. Let's talk about the people that we've lost. The professionals who are supposed to fill these hospitals to ensure folks' safety and health after all this is said and done. 80 fucking years. Let's call this what this is. A good example in our city, and our Mayor Meyer, for whatever fucking reason, and other council members are extremely resistant against being in the know and being a part of the movement that is in support of the liberation of the Palestinian people. This is with the dark history sitting below us, where we sit and stand as beneficiaries of genocide of the native folks, the native tribes of America. Don't even like using the name America because it's not what this land is named or called. It baffles me because our city doesn't feel, or our city council doesn't feel, that this is a city issue. Now, when you begin to examine the history that we stand upon, same tactics have been used. Same tactics are being used now. Remember City Heights. Remember Victoria Apartments. Smaller scale in America, but the same. Everything that is happening there is happening here on a very veiled mass scale. Be mindful of these things and watch. Look how these cops are treating peaceful protesters, calling it protection. This is not protection. Anyways, I digress. We have examples of what we've done to the natives. We've used ecocide. We destroyed a massive source of food, tools, by just taking out buffalo. This is using hunger as a weapon. This is forcing people whose source of survival did not rely on economics. These are people who do not thrive off of capitalism. All their land taken. And we have examples, perfect examples of why this needs to be a huge issue in every house and every city. If we want to talk about ecocide, again, another grand example. Vietnam. Agent Orange is still in the blood of Vietnam, of those 70-year-old people who survived Vietnam, survived America's wrath. Agent Orange, to this day, has infected the land and made it unfarmable and dangerous to live on. This is America. This is a city issue. We are all involved. And I think it's worth saying that be aware of everything that is happening online, but be even more aware of the distraction of the counter-protests that are happening, who are weaponizing anti-Semitism to support this vile shit that's happening in Gaza, here, in the Congo, Sudan, the global south. It's insane though, right? Like, it's not even one, it's more than one place, right? Like, that is the thing about this liberation movement, is that because of a lot of these resource driven conflicts, there's no boundary, right? There is no one place. It is the entire planet. It is this evil little finger's been swirling around in our fucking, like, everything and everything. Or it's like everything that you do, any little thing that you do that goes against what is the norm in America, it makes you a revolutionary. Simply taking care of your body is a revolutionary thing in this state of the world, the state of being. Like, everything that goes against what supports this country is revolutionary. You are a revolutionary. Watch what you're, being lured into. Be mindful of things that are specifically placed in a place online or on a post, or someone approaching you, asking you questions. Be mindful. This is a part of the struggle. Counter protests are happening and are trying to disenfranchise and distract the people from the movement. Be wise to see this happening, and shut it down, or don't respond, right? Wait for other folks to be around you, to where you feel safe to speak truth to power. It is okay to do this with this outside of yourself. You're not alone. We're all fighting together. And I just want to reiterate that if you're hearing this and it is annoying, then they've won. If you're hearing this and saying that is not our problem, like, how is that our problem? They've been killing each other for decades. You're not listening. You're either not listening or you're a child. That's like if you're a child, that's like your only out. Like, even if you're a child, if you have children, speak to your children about the reality of what this is. Genocide. Let's call it what it is. It is a genocide. It is an eradication of a people. And it's not even just a people. It is everything that they have. It is everything that they've built. They are destroying everything. They are destroying everything. They are destroying everything. They did it with the native Sioux. Religion, art, language, connection with the earth. Dehumanizing, death, rape. It's all happening. It is happening there. It is happening here. It is all connected. This is all one movement. Move against this shit. You are not alone. You are not alone. And this has everything to do with us. So read, research, retain, and before you retain, fact check. Retain that knowledge. Pass on that wisdom, because we are going to need it. We're going to need it when we are 60s, in our 70s, in our 80s, and even hopefully hundreds. We are going to need to be the wise ones. I mean, we are needed now. The time is now. But this is the time of gathering wisdom for the future. All of this is so shitty. and we're gonna see it all. We have absolute and total connection. Besides Netanyahu shutting people down when he doesn't want to see when he doesn't want to be seen as a monster, which this army, this war, it's not even just the people, right? It's a cog. The people are a cog inside this monster. Inside Moloch is a good reference. So read, retain, research, fact check, retain all these histories, all these movements, all these revisions that the system has made in order to support colonialist motivations, to continue the apartheid regime that is just like spreading. Learn these histories so that we can stand up against white supremacy that is being upheld in our country and places beyond. We need to do this research, do this learning, do this unlearning, so that we can understand the motivations of our growing world and surveillance, really begin to address these conflicts that are that are resource generated by any means necessary to make a profit, whether that is a buried child in a mine or a buried child under the rubble in Gaza. They do not give a fuck. There are good people up there. There are good people in Washington, right? We've seen the good ones. And we can't, and right. And if you're doing things right, which is not being on either side and being human, you're holding every person up there accountable for the things that they're saying and the movements that they are supporting, so that we can continue to progress as a people together, coexisting together, living together, praying together, creating together, fighting together. Well, these are just the unfortunate and unexpected forces of evil. This is the axis of evil. And they are heavily embedded in our governments of our superpower countries who have done everything to take everything. So yes, long story short, I'm not going to be posting like normal stuff for the next couple weeks. I can't regularly make it to rallies and things because I work a lot, because I don't make all that much money as an artist. This is a part of it. So if you're on social media, if you can't make these rallies, these marches, when you can't, it is perfectly fine to be a part of the movement technologically. Because what Instagram has been doing is shadow banning people from putting this information, this checked information, in the public for all to see. They are shadow banning these things because it's, sensitive material. I mean, it is sensitive, but it is what is needed to be seen. The death, the new developments and information that we are being denied through our mainstream medias, through our medias that are being shut down. So we will be the media. Just fact check. You must. So, in this movement of taking over Instagram, you're at the blackout some days of Instagram, of just nothing of what other than what is happening in Gaza. People have already been doing this. This has been good, but we need more. We're going to need more people to get these reports out, especially when they're shutting down reputable media sources, carrying the information to our blissfully ignorant eyes and ears. in America. Join this movement on Instagram, right? Black out Instagram with just what is going on in Gaza. Everything that you come across, and if you need to fact check that a couple times before you do that, do that. It only creates a moment more for you to learn more and more deeply of what has been happening in Gaza. What Rage Against the Machine was telling us, but we were too young to truly understand. So black out the algorithm on Instagram. Flood it with everything that is happening right now. Beyond just posting everything, posting the news that you're finding and taking up space, taking up the algorithmic space. Find the people. Get out and get off your phone. Find the people and stand shoulder to shoulder with the people. Which brings me to what is happening today. At 6 o'clock or around 6:30, the Covington for Ceasefire will be gathering at the Duveneck statue right up the street from the city from City Hall. City Council is having a meeting tonight. It is a emergency effort to bring more attention to what is happening in Rafah tonight. Last night, started happening last night, to not let this leave the minds of the people who are ungratefully walking this country, to bring more mindfulness to what is happening to an entire people of Gaza. Join Covington for Ceasefire at the Duveneck's statue at 6 or 6:30. Just show up at 6. They want to catch the people coming out of the city council meeting so that the council can continue to see we are the movement that is joining in the fight for a free Palestine and an unoccupied Gaza. Show up. Stand. Hold a sign. Scream. Be human. Move with the people. Be with the people. Find community. I think this is the most important part, is finding the community, because the community will provide you with even more answers and clarity in this movement, so that we can all move together and fight this goddamn machine. Love you. More trumpet in the future, more poetry in the future, probably more poetry than trumpet or any other artistic expression. But keep your eyes on Rafah, keep your eyes on Gaza, and I hope you're having a good day.